YouTube, what y'all got going? It's your boy Justice coming at y'all with another general collective, another energy read. I hope this finds y'all at a resonant time in y'all's day. Without further, every like, comment, share, and subscribe is so appreciated. I appreciate all the personal bookings with me. I appreciate all super thanks. I send that back to you and yours tenfold. Y'all don't got to do shit like that. But if you need a personal booking with me, hit me at Shamika-san with a C and Shamika@gmail.com. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We at 8.8K, finna hit 9K. I appreciate every single one of y'all that hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the Soul Family. I really appreciate y'all. We all learning and growing together, you know what I mean? We all learning and forgiving. Learning, loving, and forgiving. Significant for somebody that's going to get started. Angels of the highest white light, ancestors of the highest white light, please bestow upon me. Remove any distractions, remove any disruptions of any kind, return it back to sender. And allow me to tap into the divine collective and what they need to hear today. Please and thank you, Ashe. You're moving down the right path. Keep moving down it. This is a yellow brick road card. So, alignment. You're in alignment with something. It may not feel comfortable, but you're in alignment. I'm hearing that clearly. New experiences are opening up for you. So this is a transitional shift for somebody that I'm picking up on. Show your worth. Show yourself. You may have been an introvert, or you may have been introverted about whatever the hell that you're transitioning your life now. This could be a personality shift. This could be like a ascension. This could be an awakening. This can be starting a new venture. This can be starting a new period in your life. This can be moving out. This can be so many different things. But with these new experiences, you're in alignment. Wherever you are, you're in full alignment with where you're supposed to be. No weapon formed against you will ever prosper. So I'm getting that weapons were formed. And I think this is what pushed you into said transitional period. Whatever that means for you, I feel like the circumstances are always out of your control, but what comes out of it is your alchemical ability to transcend and transmute it. I'm getting that you have the control at this time. The control is all in your hands. It's the opposite. You've kind of taken the reins of your life, so to speak. Whatever I'm picking up on, I'm proud of you. Whether that's just standing up for yourself, whether that's just standing approved to disprove lies or deceptions, or to disprove anybody's limitations placed onto you, or disprove yourself, goddamn. You know what I mean? Disprove yourself. You know what I mean? We can only be as great as we put ourselves up to be, as what we allow ourselves to be, as what we can believe and perceive ourselves to be. With the celebrity status, I feel like I'm getting this topic like people speak on you like you a celebrity, you know? People speak on you like you're a known topic of some kind, like you somebody, you think you somebody. I'm hearing like you think you somebody, you think you this, you think you that. So people are a little bit like there's a want to humble you at this time. So I guess that's contradictory, and I guess that's not contradictory. I think it's the opposing side to this energy that whoever I'm tapping into is standing in this energy right now, right? But that opposing energy wants to humble you because somebody, somewhere, something, some places, circumstances, individuals. I'm getting a clear channel message. Somebody does not believe that they believe you should be struggling more. They believe that you shouldn't feel so empowered. They believe that you shouldn't feel like this. And this is a very nasty energy, but this is what I think puts you into an empowered state of being. Maybe you're dealing with family members. Maybe you're dealing with friends. Maybe you're dealing with, they're not your friends if that's the case, and they're not your family if that's the case, you know. Alignment is everything. You know, on a soul level, that's a different message. On a soul level, don't confine yourself, don't conform yourself to a obligation or a paradigm of things that are not fully representing your loyalty or your pride or your character. If it doesn't, then it's not supposed to, right? With a lot of these things, I'm getting a situation that, let me go ahead and confirm, hold on. With Empress in reverse, exactly. A lot of people want you to stay in set paradigms where maybe they were more comfortable with a version of you that was more shut up or more And if it wasn't shut up vocally, it was more so like with raw opinion. It's like people want to dilute you. And for anybody that's going through anything like this, like, that's not cool. You know, anybody that feels like I feel like you should feel what I feel about you, it's so sad, narcissistic. And if this is triggering at all, you know, because I've had parts of myself that wanted people to feel what the fuck I wanted them to feel. And I went through those lessons, and thank God that I got my ass whooped. Thank God that I got embarrassed at times, you know what I mean? From out of my own arrogance, right? This is significant for somebody, because if it's triggering you, you know, just know that you ain't got no control over how nobody feels or how nobody's karma is going to be. Sometimes, you know, and granted, you know, sometimes we get, some of us, you know, I'm tapped into, chosen, or whatever you would call it, right? They actually answered the call. Some of us have power to call karmic judgment in terms of how you want shit to play out. But it don't mean you got control over somebody's life. It don't mean you got control over anything. It's just a circumstantial understanding that we must have as a collective with this one. I think we should all come to the same grips of understanding. And if a lot of people don't have that moral on autonomy, right? People don't have that. So it's just a reminder. So like, you can't make somebody feel what you think that they should feel. You should probably focus on why that person makes you feel the way that they make you feel, which is what the whole point of a reflection is, right? But a lot of us don't take that reflection and study it. We take that reflection and go at it as if it's not a reflection. It's a significance, because that's all I learned when I was combating. You know, I got fucked over. I got people really, you know, excuse my language. I say this sometimes because, you know, I'm just passionate, right? I hope that don't offend anybody. If it does, cool, just click off, right? But I went through so many times of having to empower myself through situations that people were trying to control how it was that I felt about myself, right? And in turn, I don't know why it took me so long. I was really trying to remember, kind of short term, like a lot of downloads. But in turn, I would react in how I wanted them to get their karma. Getting fucked over, getting bullshitted, getting, you know what I mean, taken advantage of, betrayed, whatever, right? It made me want to return that energy to them, not physically, not psychologically, not even spiritually, but I wanted them to get karma. But little did I realize I was holding off my own suffering and grieving process because I wasn't getting the fuck out the way so they can get the karma that I was wishing for. And by the time you even get to that point where you don't even give a fuck about their karma, or you're at peace with it, or you're healed enough to not even drown out about that, or project, or healed enough to not even get out of pocket about that, right? Said experience, place, event, person. That's the point when the karma drops, because you learned the lesson. This is significant for somebody. I had to learn this lesson. I'm not on here to be self-righteous and be like, oh, these are karmics and we're divine. No. I learned from being a fucking karmic on what a karmic is to not be a fucking karmic again. That's significant for somebody with that self-righteous shit that I get sent to me all the time. I ain't got time for it. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning too. I'm not perfect either. I don't try to be. I'm probably more humble than most of the people that watch me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what separates the growth, because humility is what gives you leeway. When I can succeed and still learn from a part of my own success, or if I can fail and still learn why the fuck I got knocked down on my damn face, that's what separates me from anybody else, right? That's what separates me in terms of the spiritual growth. Yeah, I may be doing this. I may seem stuck in this. I may be stuck in this. I may be stagnant in certain areas of my life. I may see stagnancy, right? But those things never control my outcome of how I go about and continuously to go at what the hell I'm going at, because I'm still continuously flowing and growing. This is significant for somebody. So, you know, I guess this is just a big collective, like, this energy that I'm not going at, but it's like this energy. Maybe you've dealt with a lot of people trying to tell you who you are, you know, because people are threatened by you because of being threatened. But vampires need your validation to even be to even be validated. They need validation to even feel like a vampire, is what I'm getting. So, card comes up all the time. So these people need your acknowledgement, that validation of you believing what they're saying about you, for them to feel empowered about themselves. And that shouldn't feel empowering to somebody else, lowering somebody else's self-worth, which I had to learn. Like I said, I use myself as an example with the karmic lesson. When I wanted karma for people, when I wanted certain things for people, it didn't happen for shit. I just suffered more until I healed, and that's when it dropped, because I didn't care anymore about what happened, right? So grounding yourself in nature amidst a lot of, like, you know, conflict energies. Ground yourself. Do not allow anybody to rise you up. I'm very passionate. So a part of me, you know, especially growing up, my anger, you know, growing the anger too quickly, or holding anger, holding grudges, that passion, that fieriness, it's not, there's a need to temper fieriness in terms of anything that anybody's trying to bring up out of you, anything that people are trying to combat out of you, anybody that's trying to argue with you because of fucking success, or anything that you're doing for the betterment of yourself, bruh, that says what that person was in your life anyway, a fucking hater, right? But people are haunted by how they treated you. I'm getting that too. Like, you may be a person that silently makes moves. You may be a person that just aligns differently, right? Without any shame, without any, that's emperor, that's king energy. Moving in silence, that's some real king energy, right? King or queen, man or woman. You're walking in your masculinity amidst, you know, karmics that really wanted to endanger your sense of self. And it's like, why wanna mess with somebody's psyche like that, knowing that the devil's gonna eat you alive worse? That's significant for somebody, because people don't get that. You put that out, and you wonder why it comes back to you, and then you're a victim. And it's like, you're not a victim. Stand the fuck up. You remember when you wished that for that? You remember, you know what I mean? And I had to come to the point when I was a karmic, and I had to learn my lessons. That's how I'm looking at myself. That's how I'm talking to myself, because I had to stand the fuck up, right? That's significant for somebody. With the Page of Swords energy, don't be in no restless energy about anybody that's restless about you. Don't be in no restless energy about somebody just because you can feel the energy. Cut them cords, put space. You know, empaths, it's time to take, you know what I mean? Kind of, you're empath, you're sensitive to energy. Don't make you weak. Motherfuckers be trying to play you like you weak. Nah, God stationed you to be sensitive for a reason, so you can see ahead of shit, call judgment on things before it even happens. Significance, just a reminder for somebody that you ain't the only one going through these things, right? You a whole cult stopper. And cults revolve themselves around those pure energies, like ones of the empaths that can sensitively feel. But it's not about their sensitivity, it's about what that connotates. That person's probably very fertile energetically, which means that person probably embodies a lot of gifts, characteristics, traits that, unbeknownst to themselves, because they may not have explored or activated it outside of themselves yet. But that's where cults target people like this, innocent people, because they're the purest and most, quite honestly, they're the most lucrative pieces of energy. You got to look at it from an objective point of view. That's how we look, like a fucking lick. I'm just being so honest. And it's not to look at ourselves like a piece of meat. No. But really structure and gratify your value by how people looking at you like a piece of meat. So basically that divine femininity, man or woman, that's a divine femininity essence. When motherfuckers, man or woman, are drawn to your energy, but not for the right reasons, you know, that's where that comes in. That's exactly where that comes in. That balance. Because there's got to be a reverence there in which people, like with a beautiful woman, people learn to respect that beautiful woman's presence, right? It's the same kind of thing with energy, right? And it's not about beauty. It's not about feeling better. It's about the reverence, power, and a lot of light workers' energy, right? A lot of us are really love and light and are taught to be love and light because people indoctrinate. A lot of people know your power. A lot of people know your shadow before you do, because they either have tried to activate it unconsciously, or they've done something to trigger some part of it that can show like, oh, this guy's not the person to mess with. Basically saying this to say, it's like a lot of energy I'm feeling like empaths they have a very shadow side that's just as shadow as their light is light, right? If that makes sense. It's not a bad thing, it's not a good thing. It's a balance thing. And a lot of people want empaths to disempower themselves to the point of thinking that you're just love and light, that you don't have that shadow, so you don't call judgment. No, you're here to call judgment. You're here to balance things out. Mayat energy. Read about Mayat. It's not you, it's your approach to viewing the situation. Psychological studies may be significant. Philosophical studies. I get a lot of my wisdom from a lot of ancient knowledge. All of my wisdom is ancient, because nothing they teach you nowadays is anything important. They don't teach you anything nowadays. They teach you how to indoctrinate yourself to a system that only benefits them. It's just significant for somebody for just a perceptual awareness. I go through with my own family members. When I saw my own the authority figures in my family go against me, that's when I knew that the corrupt system, the system's corrupt from the base. Like, the system's corrupt from the fucking jump, from the base. And a lot of people can relate to me going through, you grew up in an occult family or a corrupt family. And I'm not saying my family's corrupt. I'm not saying the occult is corrupt. It's not. But how people use that information is corrupt. And that's what I'm speaking on. That's just not a corrupt. I didn't grow up in a corrupt family. I grew up in corruption, though. And that's what I'm awakened to, and that's what helped me awaken to a mass level of corruption that's going on a way bigger level. What I learned, what I was going through on a systematic level growing up in my own environment, my own cities, my own friend groups and family, shit, everything is happening on a wider scale now with the trafficking, with all the stalking, the obsessive, the people that are clinging to one energy for an energy source for harvest and a group effort attempt to keep it in a minimalized position to make it think that it's not as powerful as it is, so we can continue perpetuating violence against that person, or so we can continue putting that person in its due place so it can provide for us. I mean, look at history. It's the same fucking shit. It's just spiritually now. It's spiritually. The war is spiritually now. That's the persecution. And it's significant for somebody in terms of the awareness. This is a very insightful video for someone. But I ain't even really been pulling cards, just been talking. Like, this energy been bullshit, though. And we're going to put a tower to that energy. A lot of full moon energies. Watch around the full moon times. People that are even unconsciously controlled by entities use full moons for negativity. That's a significant message for somebody. Not every full moon, not every person, like, not everybody's doing things on the full moon, right? Not everybody's doing rituals. But some people are. But a lot of people do unconscious things on the full moon because the full moon brings up the surfacings of what's all hidden under the veil, right? Significant for somebody, because the full moon was yesterday. We had a super full moon. This was a transitional full moon, which is why I'm feeling all these energies. You could be going through a lot of ascension or upgrades right now. You could be activating a lot of gifts. You could be feeling a lot of feeling like flimsy a little bit, like feeling winded in certain areas. You may be going through a lot of ascensions, or you may be going through a lot of spiritual attack. Both could be true. You're on the right track either way. With a lot of seven of swords energy, also deception and confusion comes up with a lot of full moon energy. A lot of energy comes up. With the Wheel of Fortune, you can really alchemize the full moon energies into your highest discretion, just like people alchemize that energy to try to fuck you over. You know what I mean? Like it goes both ways. That's why, like, teaching this is taboo for me, because I'm teaching people the positive aspects of this, where in fact that people look at this as a taboo because of the few people that they looked at as the poster child of what this is, as demonic or as somebody doing satanic things. But there's so many more satanic people than people that are doing this type of shit, spreading positive awareness that need to. You know what I mean? Like, I saw an example, like, I told y'all I was gonna cancel on that word. It's an offensive one, but but they really making tarot movies like as a horror movie to make tarot out to be some villainizing ass thing. When I saw that, I said, tarot's a horror movie, like a tarot thing, like the psychics. I was like, whoa. I was like, that's kind of interesting. I was like, making that kind of demonizing, showing that, but you doing, I don't know, there's certain cult things that are happening before our eyes right now. And just like these things, people trying to keep up the, a lot of occult people use the message of Jesus. I'm gonna make a video about that. The deep teachings of Jesus, because the teachings of religion are different. They differ, like Christianity, for example. This is important for somebody to look into the hidden gospels of Jesus Christ, the early gospels of Jesus Christ. These are all a part of the Christian religious Bible. These were all written around the same times, discovered later, and not included into the canon, the canon, what you call canon, the main collection of stories, right? But the early Gospels of Mary Magdalene, the early Gospels of Jesus Christ, the early infancy Gospel of Jesus Christ also, the Book of Enoch. These are all texts that are not included in the Bible, but these are some of my most influential texts, because there's a reason they didn't get included for the Bible, because the Bible didn't include these hidden texts, because these hidden texts brought contradiction to the Christianity religion itself, which proves that Christianity is only a principality of mankind that was based on the teachings of Jesus following his passing, to make in a systematic approach to controlling a mass amount of people through it, which is why occultist secret societies base their things off of Christianity. That's why people demonize Christianity just as much as they love it, because it's a whole cult. That's the truth. It is a cult. That's the truth of the matter. Jesus Christ taught if you read those teachings in those hidden gospels, they're totally different than what a lot of things in the Bible say. A lot of the rawness, a lot of the realness. It gives perceptions to the stories. It gives more vivid perceptions to the stories, like the Last Supper. It gives more perception to the intimate back and forth with Jesus and his disciples. And it kind of connotates, like, a lot of people are starting to not to take the Bible so physically, because it wasn't physical. Everything that Jesus and everything those apostles, those prophets were speaking was metaphysical. So when I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking in those same metaphysical tongues, in some way that you can hear my words, the vibration, and put into a picture or into a holistic mythological piece, or in terms of like a scenario, so you can figure out the wisdom behind it. That's the whole point. It's the whole thing, which is me saying basically this is the evolution. I'm not saying this is religion. This is nothing of that sort. This is a free practice, freelance spreading of my knowledge and my esoteric information that I have from my ancient knowings, right? But this is important for the spread and the lack in the. It's important for somebody to look into those hidden gospels, and it may reflect a lot of misperceptions you've had about Christianity, or what you thought was right or true. A lot of things will be cleared up, especially in the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, the hidden Gospel of Jesus Christ, the hidden infancy Gospel of Jesus Christ, the Book of Enoch. There's so many different hidden texts. Even if you don't even believe in Christianity, those reads will be so enlightening and so much more raw than how the Bible kind of connotated. And when I say that, the Bible was more, those were just the same stories as these hidden texts. But there's a reason that they didn't include these hidden texts, because of what they would have had people thinking. You know what I mean? They literally took out some of the most important texts. The Book of Enoch, the Gospel of Jesus Christ, the infancy Gospel of Jesus Christ, the hidden Gospel of Mary. But I'm focusing on this because somebody's going to look into this and find a whole new awakening. I found awakenings with finding these texts. I found awakenings with how I viewed religion. It wasn't that religion was false. It wasn't that religion was wrong. It's the fact that what people do with religion, how they created it, their intentions behind what they do. And it brought me to the fact of the matter, on a timeless level, it doesn't matter what the fuck you do energetically. It's about how you do it energetically. It never did matter. It's all intention. It's all how you put the energy out. And this is just a significant message to somebody, because, you know, to really look into how we can, you know what I mean? Don't let somebody religious put their information that you may presume that they have over you, over your belief system. Even if that's me, I'm just here to illuminate something for you to see something. Because a lot of people demonize people that go against religion, and that's narcissistic. Something that's of the Most High God, God wouldn't even banish you for not going with God. God let you look at people that go against God. God has a lot of grace. God lets them go in their ignorance, and they think it's blissful, but they realize over time, right? But God is a man of grace. I mean, I said a man, but God is a God of grace, creator of source. It's all equilibrium. It all equalizes, right? And so I'm saying this to say, a lot of people that say that you're wrong because you believe in this about God, or you do this with your life and you say you believe in God, so you can't believe in God. You can't be walking with God. Like, for somebody else to tell you, that's narcissism, because you know what that signifies? Their lack of belief with God, their lack of connection with God. Because anybody that has a real connection with source, it's going to connect, it's going to confirm to you that I have very much a connection with source. Anybody that has a connection with source. And that's something that I don't got to even talk shit about anymore. I don't have to stand up for myself anymore. That's why I talk the way I do too. I talk openly. I cuss with the Most High too. And I don't cuss at the Most High. I express myself because the Most High knows I have that much of an intimate relationship with the Most High. Because that's how it's supposed to be. You know, so when I get comments even like that with people that's trying to tell me about my relationship with the Most High because it differs from what they knew the prophets or what they knew somebody that's supposed to be supposedly elected by the hand of God, you know, is supposed to be doing. So I obviously represent contradictory things to those principalities, but that's the whole point of God anointing me to this position, because it puts all the illusions of all the bullshit narcissism that people put over the whole point of God in itself. The whole oneness, connection with oneself in connection with source. It contradicts the whole point. And that's the whole point of me being on this platform. And so that may be the whole point of you doing and sharing your art with your message. This was not really a general, it was a general collective, but it turned into like that. But I feel like that was literally sufficient. I feel like I'm still being guided to go further into this. With the yellow brick road to keep going, exactly. I'm going to keep going. But that may be just significant for somebody in terms of just, you know, a lot of this day and age is going to be a lot of veils being lifted. You know what I mean? It's going to be a lot of people that thought this was what this was and it wasn't never that. And, you know, it's almost like like an example, like 2012, for somebody who remembers, I was a little kid by that time. I was young. But 2012, I remember they said the world was going to end. And they said we're going to shift timelines or we're going to shift realities, right? 2012. But shit like that, those type of realizations with people just realizing that they were making finite choices out of fear, knowing that we're only gonna live, you know what I mean? Humans live under 100 years, right? Usually, right? And we think in our heads that we can figure out a finite perception of something that's never, ever gonna be held in terms of the energy in place. It's always going to be moving. It's always going to be transitional. So for a motherfucker to tell you that you're wrong for your beliefs or wrong for this, and they're still caught up into something that is not bringing them the full wholeness or answers within themselves that they act like they do, you know, that contradiction they live within themselves is not getting solved by whatever they're trying to impose upon you in terms of belief, religion, whatever that is, right? And if it's not doing the job, don't you think that transition and evolution is possible? Don't you think that evolving our consciousness or evolving our ways of believing or what we even accept to be is going to change? Why? Who the hell would think that it's going to be the same exact thing? With this message, I'm also getting nothing new is under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. Just like we're reincarnates, you don't know who the hell you're talking to or listening to, right? That's significant for somebody. Because that's also a point too. Because nothing is new under the sun. But the things and the situations with that statement, that's spiritually correct. Physically, everything shifts. Everything's going to shift. We change our rooms around. We change our hair around. We change our clothes. Everything's going to shift. But esoterically, nothing is new under the sun. So what my soul is bringing, what this is bringing, this may have been done before. You may not know that. You may know that. You may remember that. You may not. But this has already been done before. That's the whole point. So the understanding of quantum alignment and knowing that this is the same message kind of reiterating itself to a mass population of people in a different generation climate that it already did before. Just in a different transitional stage of human evolution. That's all it is. And it's so interesting to me because all of this comes back down to the fact of the matter that nothing really is new under the sun. But we as humans are living contradictions even into that statement itself, because we are, I'm not even going to say that. Because I was going to say that's not even a contradiction, because we are, I'm getting like a, esoterically, it's like we come It's like, what I'm getting is a looping kind of like spiral. So a spiral, you know how it goes in circles, but it's slowly going up continuously. It's what I'm getting from this. It's like as a soul, we come back here and come back here, but you keep on going. Nothing's new under the sun. Nothing's new under the sun. That's what I'm getting. The perceptual visual of a spiral going up slowly, but circling. So going in circles, but up slowly. I feel like this is a lot of us and what we represent on a soul level. This is just going to be a very awakening message. I think I'm probably going to end it off soon. I'm being guided to end it off right there. But that spiral, nothing's new under the sun. That reawakening, knowing that you know exactly what you know. Stop playing yourself and indoctrinating yourself to a system of things that are playing you into a system that needs you to believe what you believe, need you to believe what they believe, so that you can sell yourself out to their system. Your seed, your consciousness creates its own system. That's the point that you're here to awaken. That's why you're sent to me. And that's my final message for whoever that's meant for. I thank you so much, collective. Thanks. Comment, shares, and subscribes. Thank you so much. I send it back to you and yours tenfold. Y'all ain't got to do all that, especially with the super things. Thank you so much. If you need a personal booking with me, book with Shamika Sun with a C in Shamika at gmail.com. And check the YouTube description box for any of my pricings and anything like that, my cash up payments and things like that. Without further ado, I'm going to catch y'all on the next General Collective, and I appreciate y'all so much. Peace out, collective. Have a great day.